Good morning, everyone. Back again, 10 at 10. Hope everyone's well. Just something I was going to say to everyone is we've got some posters that we've got. We've decided that we would get some posters done, which are being done at the moment, which will go around town. And we've also just changed our name a little bit. Nothing to worry about. And it's called, so we're now Created by Dapper Suave, Created Makers Market. We just thought that that kind of summed up everything. So it's just something that if you see the creative market, that it's still us. Okay, excellent, cool. Fantastic go already, which is great. So there we go. And hopefully, let's have a look. And let me do that again. And whoop. Oh, there we go. Cool. Hello.
I'm there. I can't tell you how worried I was about trying to join the conversation.
Oh, you know, we've had some really funny things. There was one time a lady started doing her own live without me, which was hilarious. Another one, I went on and then I was on as Dapper Suave. There was somebody one time who was 5 minutes late and I had to just talk for 5 minutes. It was hilarious. Anyway, here we go. So if you could introduce yourself, your business and what you make and sell, that would be amazing.
Okay, yeah, well, my name is Tim and I make driftwood houses and out of recycled wood and anything that I can find. And driftwood, obviously, and called Buy The Seaside, B-U-Y, the Seaside. Yeah.
Cool. And that kind of gets on to the next question: is why did you set up your business, and how did you come about your business name? Oh, hello. Something's gone wrong. I don't know what's happened there. All of a sudden, you've frozen. Hello.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
No, it just went blank. Right. Well, I mean, my day job. How did I set up the business? You mean? Did you say?
Yes. So
yeah. Well,
because at the moment you seem to be frozen.
Oh, I can see you. Okay.
Oh, that's all right. Okay.
Yeah.
You just seem to be. I don't know if maybe I've sent. This is as me saying earlier. It's odds law, isn't it? You start live. So yeah, just at the moment you're live. You're just kind of frozen. So I don't know if whatever. It's looking good. Fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm saying it's looking good. Yeah, we can see it. Thank you. Yeah. Right, cool. Yeah. So why did you set up your business, and how did you come up with your business name?
Well, but my day job, my grown-up job, is graphic design and illustration, and that's freelance. So that can be a bit feast or famine. And certainly a few years ago, it was particularly quiet. So I started by doing. So I wanted to do something to try and generate some income. And what can I do? And as part of my job used to be illustrating puzzle books and activity books for people like Tesco and W.H. Smiths and people like that. Wow. I self-published some colouring books and to see whether that could sort of bring in a bit of income in the quiet times of design. And it didn't really. it brought a bit in. And then I sort of, I've always loved woodwork and things. So, and then, which was the current trend, I started making things out of pallets. And doing craft shows and craft markets, trying to sell wine racks and things like that. And someone came up with the idea of say, well, why don't you call yourself Pallet? So pallet as in the wooden pallet, and then pallet as in the artist palette, which I thought was a really nice idea. But I could never spell the words. So when people were asking me the details, I was always flummoxed. But when I was at one of these shows, I saw some of these little wooden houses, and I thought, oh, I really like those. So, and I love walking on the beach. So I came up with that, and I thought, well, pallet's no good. So I'm sure people always struggle with what name can I come up with for, for the business. And then one day it just hit me, like I do like to be beside the seaside, the song. And I thought, well, buy the seaside. I buy I want people to buy something of the seaside. So literally, I'm selling something that's come from the seaside. So yeah, so actually, it was quite painless in the end. So
so it says it says what it says on the tin, exactly that. It's
yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
And whereabouts are you based? Are you by the seaside? And where is your workspace?
Well, I'm based just outside Chichester, so I can't afford to be by the seaside. So I'm about a mile and a half from Bosham, if anyone knows that, which is a lovely historic village on the coast. It's where one of the places King Canute was meant to have held back the tide.
Yeah.
So that I'm based there, and I work. I have a workshop in my garden down there, and that's where I do the woodworking bits and cutting things up and avoiding cutting my fingers off if I can.
Yeah.
And then I have a little sort of very little studio off the room I'm in now, and that's where I do sort of the painting and adding the little details to the houses. So
yeah. I suppose you would do, wouldn't you? Because I suppose if you're, with the wood and the dust and everything, you need to have a separate place for then where it gets creative with the houses you're making.
Yeah. So I tend to make. So I find a piece of driftwood. I make the houses to match. Do all that stuff. Yeah, that's right. And then bring them here when it's sort of dust free and yeah. And then the room I'm in now is the conservatory, and I tend to sort of half finish things. I leave in here for sort of weeks so I can to see what they look like, and then see if I need to add anything or how I can change them or tweak them in a sort of real life home situation. So
yeah, because I mean with yours it can be a little one or it can be a whole little street as such, can't it?
Yeah.
It's more than one as such. So
yeah, that's right. So
yeah, cool.
And sometimes they sort of grow in my mind, so they, you sort of start off with an idea, and the more you look at it, you think, oh no, I could tweak it or change it. So
yeah, I think there might be somebody that you know as well. There was a guy I met once, and his was more with the driftwood, and it wasn't houses, it was more like scenes that he made, and he put little dinky things in the wood, and it's probably where you might have seen him, and it was like, wow. And when I saw you, like what you were doing, I thought it's so different and unique. That's why I kind of pestered you to join us. So have you a favourite item to create? I know a lot of people find this one hard, and if so, why have you chosen that?
Well, at the moment I'm enjoying making these sort of thing. Normally I just would make rows of houses, single rows.
Yeah.
But I was finding I was getting lots of driftwood that was bigger, and there was a pain to cut up to make them narrower. So I've been making sort of a whole little town scene, so on different levels.
Yeah.
So that's a fairly new thing for me, but I'm really enjoying it because it's sort of, for me, it's more of a story. I can almost imagine, just a row cottage you can't imagine much, but here I can imagine walking through the streets, or nipping into the pub or the fish and chip shop, or standing on the quayside. So
yeah,
sort of doing that a lot more now. Again, it was out of necessity. I found this big wedge, and I thought, it's too big to have a single row. And then, as these things do, it dawned on me to add extra houses. So yeah, I've been doing those without mercy now.
Yeah.
So I think that's my favourite.
And what I love about your stuff as well, isn't it? It's like, when you go on holiday, as well, when we go in the UK, there are some amazing, amazing places out there. Those little, the little seaside kind of little towns as such that, in Cornwall and things like that, the little fishing areas. And it's almost when they're buying that, it's almost they're evoking a memory of places that they've been to, or when they go on holiday as such, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's often what I say to people. What I'm trying to do is, they're not realistic places. They're not meant to look realistic. They're not of. My hope is that they are. You look at them and they do conjure up wherever it is you went to on holiday. Which pleases me when they do. And people say, exactly. That reminds me of my childhood holiday, and I like that more than selling them, really.
I think you've got a customer here already. Somebody saying that a person's going to be lighter. That's and it's lovely because even with us as other you know, us as other exhibitors and makers, creators, etc., we all get a buzz out of everyone else that's there as well. So,
Yeah.
as I say, we're all our customers, and there's lots of. It's quite funny before the market's open, we're all running around buying things before the customers. Like, especially if it's a one-off. Oh, I like that. Oh, I don't want a customer to have it. So, it's lovely. And have you been working on anything new this year at all, or anything that you've got?
I've been trying things that aren't driftwood. That unfortunately, it's on the computer. It isn't showing. But one of the shows I did recently was at a garden centre near us, in a place called Wittering, and so I've been painting flower pots with sort of these very simplified houses, sort of these scenes, but on the flower pot. Just because it's quite nice to have something that's a bit different. Because apparently not everyone likes driftwood houses. I don't know why. So other things. And greetings card again with the same illustrations on and details. And I'm working on some prints because I thought some again with the very simple stylized harbour scenes. They're sort of new, and I think I know one of the questions I think you got later is what's my hopes and dreams and all that stuff, and one of them is to try and make more. I'd rather do this than design, really. I think these things keep me up at night, with the imagination, and I'm excited about them, and
have you always had that? Have you always had that imagination as such then? Is it something that you've always had as a child, do you think?
I think so. I mean, I think it's probably why I went into art school, and my friends would play football and stuff, and I would be making things or drawing or, in my dad's workshop, knocking things up out of bits of wood. So, yeah.
Somebody's just asking there, just so you don't miss it. They're saying, are you is it the Bosham art shop?
Bosom, Bosom Walk. Yeah.
There we go. That's Blue Art Ceramic. So she's just asking that. So I mean, it's always
downstairs.
When you're shout out where you are as well, because I'm always very much about when you do our events. When it's sort of gone. People like you are still out there, and if there's they know where you are, or if they're travelling, they can pop into a shop and see your stuff as well, isn't it? We go out and about sometimes and. Oh look, there's such and such who exhibits with us, and it's really nice when you see that. We kind of forget sometimes, where other places that they are, which is great. So we have an ethos, as we all know, about being unique, friendly, and creative. Is there an ethos that you have at all?
That's difficult, isn't it? It's like Zen Buddhism. No, I mean, no. I want people to enjoy the thing. I know we're about selling things, aren't we? But I think the greatest thing, the most enjoyable thing I've ever had at a show was normally I stand up, but I sat behind some houses just sorting out my card wig or something, and this lady walked past and she just stopped and she went, oh, and she didn't know I was there, and she went, oh wow, and sounds like I'm big myself. I don't mean to be, but it was. I think that I thought, well, that's what it is about for me. It's nice to sell things, and it's always nice when you break even and make a bit of a profit. But I want people to like them. I want this is something that's going to be in the home, and I kind of want it just to be a treasure for them. Not because it's special or anything, but for me, that's my ethos, I guess. That I want something that they would like, and I want to make something as best as I can for people.
Sure. And it's quite nice when you ask that question. A lot of people go, oh God, an ethos, and they already almost have an ethos. It's almost saying, describe your business in 3 words, but actually you already do it in your name, Buy The Seaside. It's already there, isn't it? It's also like an ethos of saying, I want people to still say, wow, if you're still doing this in a few years' time, and you're not getting that wow, then it's not right. Then there's something wrong, isn't there? So if you still got that, that's and I think going back to this ethos, I think even now later we're talking to different people. I think I actually have got an ethos. It's about believing in what they make and all of that, isn't it? And being true to who you are, which I think is very, very important and very strong.
Yeah, I think it gives it some sort of integrity too, doesn't it? I think that's what sets people who, like us who do shows like yours, sets us apart from the stuff you get in the high street, where people it's sort of faceless and mass produced, and I think in shows like the Dorking Hall that I'm going to, you see, and you just see the sort of love and the passion in the products that all of us make, So and I think you buy into that as well as the actual physical thing.
And definitely, even just like we were at Greenwich Market the other day, just talking to a couple of storeholders was lovely in their little story and the passion that they had. It was so nice to buy something that was unique. They cared about it instead of something on the high street, which I think a lot of people now are kind of. And there's lots of stories I'm hearing with you guys that you do things that the high street doesn't do, and that uniqueness of why be like everyone else? Why have the same house, the same style as everyone else? Yesterday talking to Chris, and we were talking about quirkiness and color and all of that brightens up these people that've got these dull white houses with no color, and it's about so it's quite important. So so your goals and dreams, is there any more goals and dreams that you have at all?
No, I would say, other than trying to make more, make this my main thing, and find different ways to make that happen, and work it. It's all trial and error, isn't it? So
and it's nice actually, because when I was asking that question probably this time last year, it was a very, very different question. It was a very different answer from all you guys. So obviously with COVID and everything, it was very, it's about getting out there and doing it. Now it's about, when your goals and dreams, it's almost your goals and dreams, you are out there doing it. And now what's next, which is even more rewarding as such, isn't it? To hear that you don't run past that, the next step, or there's always that next thing to do, that next leap. So we always ask this, who is your kind of support network, would you say?
Well, I've got my family, and they're very good, and my daughter and my son always tell me, about my prices, up your prices, and but no, my wife, they're all very good. So because I'm sure other people, go to show, doubt their own stuff as well, and I'm always doubting, and I'm always thinking, why would anyone buy this, But and so they're very good, and so no, you keep, it's good, and it's always texting me. So that, they're very supportive, and friends. I've got a great sort of circle of friends who are really, really good as well, and they're encouraging, and they come to shows and to see me, and which is lovely,
Yeah, exactly. And saying that as well, what you said just then was so important. A lot of people as well, where that support of not believing of the price and all of that. And I kind of I think back in a couple of years ago, I would be a bit like that. Well, we can't sell it for that and whatever. But luckily, it's your time they're paying for. And actually now, more than ever, I think our customers, when they come along to our events, we don't have those customers who will, like about the price. And I think it's, really important to look out there to make sure that you are, not undercutting yourself as such, isn't it? So, and it's also nice that you can stand up for what you do and say, well, actually, this costs blah, 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 because the time and effort and what goes into it it's your time they're paying for, which is really a good message to get out there, isn't it? It's not on the high street stuff. Yeah, it
is. And that's what it's like my wife in my head, that she keeps telling me that. I'm understanding it. She says exactly the same.
But I suppose with yours as well, because your stuff is so unique, there isn't anyone really to go and have a look. It's not like you can walk down to the local shop and find driftwood houses, can you? You can't start comparing it as well. So there are, not also when we've got people, we always say about, who are your competitors? Who is it that you look up to on, the big companies out there as well? Because it's good to get a kind of making sure that all of a sudden you're going, well, actually, I've been selling this for the wrong price, which they make me listen to the wife. He's always right. But we had that one time. There was a lady doing flowers, and she had it was in Leatherhead, and she had all these beautiful flowers, and she grew them from seed, and it was lovely. And she came along, and it was these beautiful jars, and she said, £5. £5. I was just like, no. I said £10, and she sold most of them, which was lovely. But it was that, she didn't really, and this lady as well was, she was a deputy head teacher, and it was like, so she was very good with it, but when it came to selling, it was a different story. So, but she didn't sell them. Great. So what events are you doing with us, Curated by Dapper Suave?
Certainly September, the 5th September? Yeah, in Dorking Hall. Yeah,
Yes.
Dorking Halls, I'm doing for that one. Beyond that, I don't know, only because personal circumstances, daughters moving in and moving out and moving house. So, but yeah, certainly Dorking Hall, I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we were just saying, I don't know if anyone saw it, we just some posters around town, and we kind of looked at, so we've done the posters that we're very conscious of, around the town at the moment, we've got all these awful stickers of a certain thing going on, and they've stuck them everywhere. So, and whatever. So I've made sure, as I always do, and I've got proper permission to put my posters up, and the posters that we've got will go up a week before, they'll come down. And they're very generic, so we can use them for the rest of the year, which is really good. But we also came up with, I just want to show everyone this as well, that we just called ourselves Creative Makers Market. And that was just something that we kind of came together as just, if you're out in the ice, if you're out driving and you saw that poster, what is it we want to say? Curated by it. And so it's the Creative Makers Market, which I think kind of sums everyone up that's going to be there. So yeah, they'll be up next week actually. So the posters all around town, big posters. Because I think
well done.
It's important as well. It's something as well that just that getting that footfall through. I mean, at the moment the tickets aren't selling greatly, but because I think a lot of people on the day will turn up or buy tickets, and obviously there are a lot of people at the moment who are away in August. So I don't even got anything to worry about. It's just, and there's lots of promotion that you guys are doing, which is absolutely great. And I'll be doing a load of Instagram, all of our amazing people that top businesses out there that are going to promote us like they did last year, which is really good. So that's happening there. So, and just the last question, why did you choose to work with us? Probably because I hounded you.
Yeah, badgered me. No, I'm really pleased. Well, I mean, from talking to you and sort of hearing about the show, it was just quite exciting to be in a venue with other people doing the same sort of thing to that scale, and sort of looking at some of the conversations. It sounds like a great community, enthusiastic.
Yeah.
And it's just lovely to be in that sort of part of that little community there, and and just that amount of creativity and variety. It's always lovely to be part of. And I think one of the things about some of these shows that I enjoy as much as meeting the people buying is actually you get to know. I was at a show this weekend, a wood show, a 2-day event. Yeah. And you get to know over the years some of the other people. So it was lovely, on a downtime, just chatting to them and the other stall holders, And that's and it's encouraging to each other. There's a lot of mutual encouragement and support, and which I saw, on your events. So
yeah, and even with our September event, we've got 45 exhibitors, makers, and out of the 45, 21 are brand new, including yourself. Brand new businesses, even some of the business that have never ever done a market or anything before. So we're all there to support each other. As I said, the plan, we've worked it all out where people are. That's a headache in itself, but we look at it so it's curated properly in the room, that there's people next to each other, you can bounce ideas, and it's really great because obviously with your South September, I offered you other dates, which is fine, but we've got obviously next year coming ahead. So, then it will be back and seeing the people that you met at September might necessarily not be at that event the next time, because we like to mix it all around. One thing that we are going to be shouting out about soon is if anyone does want to get involved, because we've got all these followers, but I think sometimes people think because all the markets at the moment are full, we obviously have got next year as well, and just finding those right people, so we're fine. We have a lot of jewelers, so if you are a jeweler, we want to make sure that it's different from the other jeweler as such, and that's important. And as with you, it's really good because we're really lucky to have a lot more guys on board. We were very very much that we would turn up and be the only guy. So that's a really nice thing as well. And it's quite nice when you're around guys as well that are doing what you do, same thing. And, and also because most of, I would say the same as yesterday, most of the events are run by women. So 2 guys doing it. It's a little bit of a difference of what we bring to the table. But, I think with our background of, retail, you'll kind of see what we can offer. Fantastic. So really, really, really great to talk to you. I can't wait to see your stuff in the flesh. I mean, you see it on you know, Instagram, but I think it's going to look great when you actually see it up close. So yeah, we'll put this onto our Instagram post. It'll go onto our YouTube, so anyone can watch it, and any of the other videos that we've got there as well, and the videos of September, the video there as well. That will be there. Yeah, and tomorrow we will be with Gemma from the Handmade Picture Company. So it'll be great to chat to her. And yeah, really, really great to talk to you. And like I say, we'll see you in September. And guys, don't forget to pop onto our website and Dorking Halls to get your tickets. They're free. It's just to give it, you know, make sure that the event is, I was going to say socially distanced, slap my hand, that we have a steady flow of customers throughout the day, which is important for everyone that's attending as exhibitors and you as well. I think you'd find that as well. You can talk to the customers a bit more, can't you, instead of being bombarded with loads of people at one time. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool.
No.
Brilliant. Cool. Have a lovely day, and like I say, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, fantastic. Look forward to it. Thank you.
All right, you take care. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.